What's up, guys? Eden here. Oh, you know what? I hate ab work, I'm gonna be honest. I think it's boring. So I try to find just some really fun, different ways to incorporate working my abs because, like I said, I just hate doing abs. But because I'm also terrible at it and I need to work on my core, I wanted to show you just a few quick different variations of how I'm working on my core, things that just feel a little bit more fun than just doing crunches 24/7. I hope you guys enjoy. So that movement is technically supposed to be done with an ab wheel. I forgot mine at home. I usually have it in my gym bag, but I left it. So that one you're technically supposed to roll out on one of those ab rollers that kind of look like this. So I substituted for the sliders. So with that ab roller, obviously you'd roll all the way out and roll all the way back up. It's really hard to pull yourself up by your abs with the sliders. So as you see, I kind of scooted mine back towards my body. It still technically works your abs if you're keeping your ab and your core engaged while you're pulling the sliders back. So if you don't have an ab roller, you can use sliders. Roller like adds proprioception, so it's like feels like unbalanced. So that forces you to like stabilize your obliques kind of work in there too. The ab roller definitely makes it feel more unbalanced, so it forces like your obliques to kind of engage as well. All right, this next movement, not technically abs by nature. So I've been incorporating a lot of glute bridges and hip thrusts into my programming. Not trying to like grow my booty, I don't really care about that. I just really want strong hamstrings. But glute bridges are a great way to learn how to engage your core because you have to tighten when you lift up, so you drive through the heels and push your pelvis towards the ceiling. I technically have my Friday programs for doing stability ball glute bridges. So your heels are on top of a stability ball instead of like a bench. Once again, adds more proprioception, which is just an unstable environment. So it forces you to really engage the whole time. We're just gonna be doing them off the bench, but I'm going to throw a heavy dumbbell on my hips. So if you add weight to the glute bridge, obviously it's gonna make it harder. It's gonna force you to engage your abs more because you're holding, weight above near your abs. So yeah, let's get into it. So this next movement is called the dead bug. There are a few different variations of this movement. The original movement is really just done with no weight, so just your legs and your arms overhead. There's a ton of variations, so the one that I have programmed to do right now is actually to make it harder by holding a stability ball in between your legs and your hands. And as you do opposite leg and hand down and up, you're holding and controlling the stability ball between your opposite other hand and leg. So I am going to add weight to mine. So I'm gonna hold the weight over my head. With most ab workouts where you're on your back, the biggest thing to think about is to pull your belly button or pull your navel to your tailbone and to keep your low back on the floor. If you start compensating, you're not really working your core, you're using your back to do the core movement. Feel the time under tension is very, very important here. So we wanna stay under tension, we want it to be slow, we wanna stay stable and get that tension in a good spot where you're actually burning and tightening those muscles. So we can get this I have to say, I'm not gonna put it in this video. I just freaking did a pull-up. I've never done a pull-up in my freaking entire life, and I just jumped on this thing and did a pull-up. Okay, so back to this. The next one, I'm still shaking from it. This next one is called the cable lying down torso twist. But when I'm looking, okay, so last week I did 22.5 pounds. Look at this. There's like no numbers. How am I supposed to know how much weight I'm pulling? So this cable rotation, you're pretty much lying on the ground. I'm gonna bring this guy down, but you're basically gonna be lying on your back. And you're working on one side, so it's mostly for like your obliques, but also it works your core too. But you're gonna be kind of pulling the cable like around, or like across your body and touching your hand on the floor. So it gets this full sideways movement, I guess. So you're pulling the cable across your body for a torso twist. We say we love, we say we love. All right. This last and final movement, I think it's called a cable pull down. I'm so really bad at names of movements. I'm like, I don't know, just do the movement. This cable bar, or where the cable sits, kind of a little bit higher, so that where you hold on to is probably at eye level if you're on your knees. What you're gonna do is put the handles or whatever you have to hold on to kind of around your head, and you're just gonna pull the cables down to the floor. This is one of my favorite cable movements, especially for abs. It just feels like it's powerful, you know? It's like core, engage, thrust it. Read me like a book. This night means forever, and so does me and you. So those are the ab movements that don't drive me absolutely bonkers. I'm gonna finish off with just some movement, just walking, maybe a little bit of a jog around. I used to have this mentality that if you're not killing yourself in workouts, then you're not doing enough. And I also remember a time when this guy showed up to one of our classes and he was doing bicep curls. And in CrossFit, people don't really do bicep curls, you know, unless it's like super accessory work. And so I remember thinking in my head, oh, that guy's like, that guy doesn't know how to lift. He's doing bicep curls, he's a sissy. And now that I'm where I'm at in my fitness journey, now that I know what I know and I'm doing what I'm doing, I really don't look at workouts, I don't label workouts as a sex anymore. Like, that's effeminate, that's that's manly, you know, that's girly, that's this. Because you need all of it. I have found the benefit of doing cardio, that getting on a treadmill is not, I don't know, it's necessary. Like, you need to work your heart. You need to hop on a bike, and you need to bike. A stair stepper is not just for girls who want to try to get a big butt. Like, everyone needs to walk stairs and get their heart rate up. Everyone needs to do, you know, I don't think everyone needs to do HIIT workouts, but everyone should consider, you know, including high intensity interval training, or at least circuit training into their programming, because it's beneficial for staying, you know, not pliable, that's not the word, agile. It's beneficial for staying agile, for cardiovascular health. You know, doing sit-ups is not a girly thing. Doing the hip adduction machine with your hips, like, that's not a girly thing. Like, men have hips too. Men have adductors too. Like, it's okay that a guy wants to work on his butt. Like, my friend at work, you know, there's a guy at our gym who does the cable kickbacks like this, where you're like hooked up to a cable and you're kind of kicking back like that. You know, that tends to be a very effeminate movement. But this guy is jacked and he's in the gym, shout out to Rob, and he's doing these, you know, kickbacks, and our trainer is like, fine, I'll do them. And he finally did them. And, you know, there's like sexes labeled on workouts. And I think it's so dumb. Like, if a girl wants to do snatches, do a snatch, honey. Like, throw that bar around, get strong, get muscles. Don't be afraid to build and get strong. And men, don't be afraid to work on your butt and like do cable kickbacks and, you know, I don't know, whatever, you know, there's no workout that has a sex. Like just do a workout, you know? So it's really freeing. You know, and just not being at a CrossFit gym anymore. I'm not doing, you know, super heavy deadlifts and crazy snatches and push jerks all the time anymore. I'm doing stuff like this, and I'm including those things. And I have never felt better in my entire life. I feel more stable. I feel more flexible. I feel stronger. Like I literally, like I said, I did a pull-up today. I've never been able to do a pull-up. Like there are benefits to all types of workouts. So if you have been struggling to find what works for you, maybe it's a combination of all different stuff. Maybe you like to dance and a few days a week you dance, and then you like to lift weights 2 to 3 times a week. Or maybe you just thoroughly enjoy swimming and you swim a lot. Like as long, like just move your body. Like I just feel like people are so fixated on like, well, what's the best thing to do? There isn't. Like I think strength training is one of the best, I would say, because you're protecting your bones and your organs and you're getting stronger. You're building lean muscle to like protect joints and bones and whatnot. But when it comes down to like, I just want to lose weight, like what's the best? It's just like, just move your body. Like it doesn't matter what gym you go to. It doesn't matter what program you're on, honestly. Like a good program is necessary, a good program is really, really beneficial. And I highly consider getting a trainer because, you know, people like us can really help you get there faster. But just move, like just move your body. Don't worry about what it is. Don't worry about what people think, because it doesn't matter. Just move. Just move. So anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you got a little bit of inspiration to do some different ab movements. I just have to find ways to like abs. I just don't like them. But I'm going to finish up on the treadmill, just a little bit of walking, maybe a little jog. And Tad and I are getting pizza tonight. Woo-hoo. Flexible eating. What up? As long as it fits in your calories, you can do it, girl. Okay, see you next time.